No idea when I went to law school or when I decided to be a lawyer that my life and the life of my family would be forever affected by two guys I had never heard of. See, back in those days, having four people get killed at one time was a big deal. I had a little office over on just on Pine Street, in the block directly east of the courthouse, and so I'd go over there every morning, and was very much in part of the whole investigation. I didn't do anything else other than that. It was a part-time job, wasn't a full-paying job. I think I was being paid $250 a month. They did pay my secretaries. It was a frightening thing, and of course we had no idea of at the time what had happened, and so Dewey got in late at night that night, and then everybody they called in other KBI people, and Logan Sanford, the director of the KBI, came out, and he helped us a great deal. And so, we would huddle every morning and decide which guy was going to do what and and we were looking at all aspects. Once we found out about the guy from the pen that came forth, we didn't release any of that information to the press at all. And of course, this day and age, why they probably would be dumb enough to do that, but we didn't. And of course, because we didn't want to spook them, and Dewey didn't believe that story, and he poo-pooed the whole thing, and so that's why he wasn't sent up there to visit with Wells. And then even after that, Dewey still didn't think that was the thing. He still thought it was a grudge thing, and so the other Nye and Ben Church were sent down there to check out these guys, and they came back, and with their information, we decided that was the people we had, and so they had written some bad checks. And so rather than us try and file a warrant or anything for their arrest for murder, why the county attorney down there in Johnson County cooperated with us, and so we sent out the bulletin that these people were wanted for these bad checks, and of course then that was the story that went out, and then this wasn't made public in the press at all. This was sent out just to law enforcement, and of course we did tell those people that they were suspects for this particular murder. And of course I really worried we might find these guys and then not be able to get enough evidence to convict them. I was sitting in my office about 8 o'clock in the evening working when I got the telephone call that they had been arrested in Las Vegas. And it was literally like somebody had lifted a 200-pound sack of grain off my shoulders. I let the KBI run the case and everything else as far as catching the people and so on. But I didn't get involved I was involved in it, but I was not the director. I didn't have any experience like that, so I let the people with experience. And of course, Logan, luckily, was there in charge basically, and Dewey, he was so wrapped up in his theory of the thing, and it turned out to be wrong. But he got wrapped up in the celebrity aspect of Capote, and of course he had some very, very uncomplimentary words describing Capote that I could not repeat here today. I go round and round with people say, oh well, I had to study that book when I was in high school and so on. I say, well, I feel sorry for you because it didn't really tell the real story. The guy got the hero wrong, and it ruined Dewey as a law enforcement officer, according to Logan Sanford. Logan Sanford himself told me that. He said Dewey hadn't been worth a blankety blank blank since this happened. Al Dewey was not the hero of the piece. And his book definitely made Mr. Dewey out to be the hero, and he wasn't the hero at all. Mr. Rohleder was the hero of the piece. He's the one that actually knew what was going on and got the evidence that we needed. It was his evidence that he gathered that was the basis for the conviction. The one thing that I had worried about was the fact that our evidence was footprints on the mattress box cover where Mr. Clutter was killed in the dust. These footprints were in the dust. And old Rohleder took his flashlight and and shown it across the top of the mattress box cover, and you could see these footprints, and then he took pictures of them. Well, I was fearful that they might be arrested, but we wouldn't be able to recover those boots. Well, luckily, here they had sent their boots and a lot of other stuff in a package to themselves, and they were arrested at the post office in Las Vegas when they went to pick those up. In fact, I lost the steak dinner because I bet Clarence Dunce a steak dinner that we would not find the boots, but we did. We just really lucked out. Capote to me was just a tragic, nasty little man, and unfortunate. He had some abilities, but Harper Lee, I think, was much more brilliant than Capote, and he was just a tragic little fellow as far as I'm concerned. And if you don't get the hero right in the book, if you don't get the hero right, what good is the book? You know. And of course, a lot of these people, oh, this is a great piece of literature and so on. And reportage was something new, and I said, oh, garbage, because Harper Lee took all the notes. He made great claim that, he didn't need to take because he could remember it and all. And she was there all the time taking the notes. And then they found, did you read where they found a whole batch of notes in Harper Lee's stuff once she died? I think 136 pages of notes she'd taken. Capote's book got wrong about a number of other things about the jailer and his wife, Mr. Meyer. I figure, well, if you can't get those basic details right, and I know Wendell and Josie were good people, and I know the way things he said about them weren't correct and so on, and other people said that too. But like I say, I actually haven't read the book and don't ever intend to. It's just a waste of time as far as I'm concerned. And I know people say it's a literary masterpiece, and that's fine. I just said, well, he's not a good author as far as I'm concerned because he got the hero wrong. But he's a good salesman. I got to give him credit for that because he sold the thing known all over the world, so that's fine.